Let's see what happened to Lil Man. See what they did to Lil Man. I shouldn't have did that.
It's a missing persons case that has remained unsolved for, 3 decades now. It was 30 years ago today when 4-year-old Dwan Sims simply vanished.
You know, his mom, Dawana Harris, told police they went to Wonderland Mall in Livonia. She said the boy was by her side one moment and gone the next.
Their mama loves you. Bookie loves you, everybody loves you, and we waiting on you to come home. We got your Christmas ready, and just come home.
Dawana Harris has since passed away, and the decades-long mystery of what happened to little Dwan continues.
Our Pamela Osborne talked to investigators and went through our archives to take a look back at that cold case that left so many here in Southeast Michigan chilled. Pamela joins us now. The case that generated so much attention. Hey, Pamela.
Hi, you know, I was just 8 years old when Dwan Sims disappeared, living a couple of towns away from Livonia, the last place that he was reportedly seen alive. I remember the fear, the sense of urgency, and finding this little boy who to this day has yet to be found.
He's right.
His face, his story, familiar to so many here in Southeast Michigan, all these years later.
Dwan is of average height and weight for a 4-year-old.
His disappearance triggering
He's gone. That's why I killed that little boy, probably, bro.
We were looking in different areas of Detroit, Livonia.
It was here at the Wonderland Mall in Livonia where Dwan's
sorry to say it, but he's done.
He's
been cooked.
Mother was shopping at Target yesterday about 2 o'clock. She left Target to go into the main mall area.
You know how these cases go.
The boy disappeared at that time.
Livonia Police Captain Greg Yon was part of that search.
Well, I remember, you know, getting called into work.
As they retraced Dawana
or his mom was on some shiesty shit and sold him.
With more questions.
Come on, now it's been 3 decades. Facts.
The entrance that she decided that
Moms be selling kids, bro.
We never had her walking into that entrance.
I'll be looking more deep in this shit. Like I be,
which led us to
motherfuckers be selling kids, bro.
Happened than what she was reporting to us.
There was something else
why give him
those surveillance tapes that
why give him the child service? Why give him the CPS? Right? Why give him this? Why give him the CPS? Whereas somebody where you don't care for the kid, why give him the CPS? Where you could just give him to somebody that'll pay you $10,000, $11,000 as a baby, as a child. Say here, go with this guy or this man.
And he's questioning.
Say go with this guy or this man or whatever. He'll bring you back later. And you never come back. Like
with the officer, she's basically looking at stuff.
That was the 90s. I think that was the 90s or the 80s when this happened.
Kicks in and says, you know,
I never heard of this story, bro.
Minutes turn to hours into days.
The big story at 6, where is Dwan Sims? The search continues
94?
this morning for the 4-year-old boy who disappeared from a Livonia mall on Sunday. He's been missing now for 2 days, and police wonder how Dwan could have disappeared from the mall without anyone seeing him.
Dwan's disappearance led every newscast.
Evidence.
She sold that kid. She ain't slick.
Would indicate that Dwan Sims was not at the mall.
Was not at the mall. You just heard it.
Newsbeat.
On tape, she was not at the mall.
To cover the story, but followed the developments closely.
I got stuck as a journalist
and as a
person on there's a missing child whose mother lied.
What I'm hoping is that somebody may have ran across my child, the type of child
he was not at the mall.
He's very friendly, and they're just using him for company right now.
A $5,000 reward.
She ain't slick. She ain't slick. She probably did something to this little nigga. She ain't slick. She probably did something to the little nigga and then try to act like he was at the mall and shit. Dude, that shit was gonna be. Yeah, that shit was gonna be. Nah, this the second batch though. This the second batch. But she probably did something to the little nigga, bro. And then try to do the whole mall thing, or whoever she was dating probably did something and fucked him up. Nah, it ain't soggy. It's like 80 degrees out. It's like. Nigga, it's like 12 degrees outside. It's like a freezer over here, nigga. Like a freezer over here.
Expanded their search closer to Dwan's home in Detroit.
The search for Dwan shifts today to vacant buildings, fields, and trash dumpsters in northwest Detroit.
Dwan's story never changed, but it didn't appear to hold up either.
Sources do tell News 4 the mother of Dwan Sims, Dawana Harris, did take a lie detector test, and she flunked it.
There would be 2 failed polygraph tests, reported sightings,
you do to that
and
kid?
an anonymous letter.
And then there was this letter sent a month ago.
What you do to
from
that
someone
kid?
claiming Dewan was killed and his body placed
Told
in a
you.
dumpster.
Every
told
lead was
you.
followed, and each time
Told
police
you.
were no closer to finding Dewan. His case went cold until 2019, when a man
Told you.
walked into the Livonia police station believing he might be Dewan Sims.
This past Wednesday, a man walks into here, the Livonia Police Department, telling them, "I am Dewan Sims."
A blood test later confirmed he was not
He
Dewan.
wasn't.
And a year later in
The fuck don't you know who you are? What the fuck makes you think you're somebody else? Well, it happens. It happens. People get given away and they got different names. It happens. It happens. It happens. If you're an orphan, you don't know your real name, or somebody, like, think about it. If somebody sold him, you feel me? If somebody sold the kid, you get what I'm saying? If somebody sold the kid, then he wouldn't know his real name. So that makes sense.
2020,
My bad.
Dewana Higgins, who married, moved away, and had more children, died of a heart attack.
Do you still feel to this day that Dewana Sims knew what happened to Dewan?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Captain Yan still believes someone is sitting on information that could give Dewan and all those who loved him and searched for him.
She looked
some
like a liar,
closure.
dog.
The hopes
She looked like
that
she'd be
this
lying all the
as-
time
as
for no reason.
passes, you hope that somebody has heard or knows something about this case from 30 years ago, and that somebody with a heart that, knows what really happened would come forth and call our department and, give us some information that we could follow up on and hopefully bring the case to a resolution.
Poppy Dewan, man.
I reached
I
out
put
to
a big lemon
Zachary
Dewan.
Sims, that's Dewan's father. I did not hear back, but in October, he made a post for Dewan's 34th birthday saying he thinks about him every single day and is holding out hope that a miracle will happen, that Dewan will be found alive. Now's a good time to mention if you have any information at all, because as you heard there, Livonia police do feel that someone knows something. The number to call is right there on your screen.
Won't you tell them,
also
Kev?
posted it for you on our website.
Won't you tell them, Kev?
KirklandDetroit.com. Karen DeMond.
Yeah, thanks for keeping that story active. Thank
Why don't you tell him, Kev? You know something, Kev.